What's up, everyone? Hey, back again. I want to talk to you guys about three movies that I have bought and shown in previous videos, but I hadn't seen yet. And I watched them, and yeah, one movie I'm just like, it's pretty good, but it's okay, type thing. The next one is like, hell yeah, that was pretty fucking cool. And the last one is like, holy motherfucker, what just happened? Anyway, so starting with the first one here. This one was, says on the front of it here, it was from producers of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so whatever. So starting off with The Hitcher, you know, it was alright. But if you've seen this, it's like, see, I don't know. See, it's one of those movies that if I say too much about it, it's going to pretty much spoil this movie, and I don't want to do that if you haven't seen it because it is worth watching. But at the same time, you're like, seriously, why didn't you do that? Come on, and that could go for either the bad guy or the good guy, whatever. I mean, again, I don't want to give too much away if you haven't watched this. But if you have watched this, you probably know what the hell I'm talking about because you're just like, really? What? So anyway, so yeah, definitely check it out. But it was a cheap pickup. It's $5 at Walmart. So I mean, I definitely do not regret buying it. It's pretty cool. It's got good action and stuff like that. It's a constant race going on. The, you know, good guy running from bad guy type thing. So it's got a lot of suspense to it and stuff like that. So it's fairly decent. But anyway, that's pretty much all I'm going to say about that. It was decent. Next one. I'm pretty sure most of you have probably all seen this. Maniac. I finally watched it last night, and dude, Joe Spinell is a fucking amazing maniac. This guy was fucking badass. He played a fucking psychopath so well. I mean, this movie was made in, I believe, 1980. So, he's just, killing girls, cutting their head, scalping them basically to put on his mannequins and stuff. And he's like talking to himself, like, like he's got split personalities and shit like that. It's really fucking good how he can snap from psycho and talking to his mannequins and everything like this to normal, you know, I'm a upclass type person. It was really well done, really well played. The ending, and if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to say what it is. The ending was just kind of like, what? It just kind of like ends on a weird note, and so I think they could have done a little bit better job with it, but whatever. To each their own, right? Um, I really think, honestly, since all these movies that are coming out nowadays are all fucking remakes, if they want to remake a movie, why not remake this one? I mean, some people might say don't remake a classic, it stands alone by itself, blah blah blah, which it does, and but take today's effects and get a good actor to play a psychopath. You could make a fucking badass film with today's effects and stuff like that. The effects were good in this. I'm not saying they weren't, but you know what I mean. Anyway, moving along. Maniac, kick-ass movie, kick-ass fucking movie, awesome. If you haven't seen it, buy it. I don't care if you don't try to just rent it somewhere or something like that. Buy it. It is a definite must for your horror collection. Most people are probably like, I already own it. But if you don't, like I didn't, own it. It's awesome. Anyway, moving along. Brings me to the last movie. That is the last house on the left, as you can see from the background here. This is the original, not the remake. The remake, I will say, honestly, I have it right here. Hold on a second. So I've talked about the remake before. The remake was horrifying, graphic, holy shit, wow. They did a really good job with this, and Wes Craven even said that the guy who did this movie put his own twist on it, and it was really well done. Same basic story as the first one. This one was a re-release, of course. But, god damn, this movie leaves a fucking mark on you. It's got a whole different element than the remake. And honestly, I don't know which one's better. They both have their fucked upness, however you want to call it, however you want to put it, in their own way. This one was made in 1972 in the back of Sean Cunningham's fucking backyard. I mean, $90,000 budget. God knows how big a budget. No-name actors willing to do whatever it takes to make this movie. Fairly big name actors. I mean, I could go on. This movie was so raw and violent and had this just, I mean, it at one point you feel sorry for the bad guys. I mean, it just, wow. Wow. And the deaths in this, if you haven't watched this, you've seen the remake, but you haven't watched this, you have to watch this. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You have to watch this. Both movies, same basic story, basic plot, very different in what happens. I mean, the way they do it, the way they disembowel somebody in here. I'm not going to say who. They disembowel somebody. And it looks fucking good. And they were doing, I was watching the extras, and the guy, he played one of the bad guys. I can't remember his freaking name now. Slipped off the top of my head. But anyway, he was one of the bad guys, and he was talking about how after he did this movie, he absolutely regretted doing the movie. It was just horrible. The movie was a piece of shit with it. I completely disagree. This movie is holy shit good. But the guy goes on to do fucking porno films and shit, and he's sitting here saying that this is the most disgusting thing he's ever done. What? He's probably had sex with like unimaginable things, and he's saying this is the most disgusting thing he's done? Give me a break. This movie was shocking. And it came out during a time where, the Vietnam War was going on. People were seeing stuff on TV that they'd never seen before. Then they go watch this, and how it shows people's sadistic side, how a normal person that would never hurt anybody becomes what they hate. I mean, what would you do if somebody fucking killed your kid? Would you go fucking nuts? I would. If somebody killed my stepdaughter, I would take him out in horrendous ways. I mean, no questions. It's just, that's part of being a parent. But anyway, the original Last House on the Left, holy shit, it left me fucking speechless. That movie was fucking amazing. You have to check it out. Different element, like I said, from the remake. Not gonna say that they're different, but they're the same type thing. So both very good movies, but definitely if you watched the remake and you haven't seen the 1972 Wes Craven masterpiece, go watch it. Seriously, go watch it. Thanks, guys. I'm out of time, so get you later.